The man who was known as Ishi was a Native American who lived the majority of his life as a hunter-gatherer in the mountains of Northern California. He was the last known survivor of the Yahi tribe, which was almost completely destroyed during the late 19th century. Ishi had minimal exposure to the influences of outside society, and he survived using traditional knowledge and tools, such as obsidian napping and hunting with sinew-backed bows. As such, he was the subject of intense anthropological interest when he was finally discovered in 1911. Ishi was, by necessity, an accomplished archer, but his shooting style was rather unusual compared to most other native tribes. Instead of some variety of tertiary or Mediterranean draw, he shot with a modified form of the thumb draw. The bowstring was supported by the thumb, which was in turn supported by the tip of the middle finger. Several other tribes in Northern California shot with a similar form of release, for example, the Wintu and the Karuk. According to his biographer, the doctor and fellow archer Saxton Pope, Ishi forgoed the use of any kind of protection for his thumb, which was so toughened that it needed no leather covering. Yet, according to a separate biography written by Theodora Kroeber, his thumb became sore and swollen with prolonged target practice, although never in the course of hunting. So with that in mind, here is an interesting question. What would Ishi have thought of the thumb rings used by Asiatic archers? Ishi's method of draw is admittedly very unique, but it is not incompatible with most ring designs. All they would have needed to do was provide a solid barrier between the string and his bare flesh. Perhaps Saxton Pope could have obtained for Ishi a Korean-type ring made from cow or water buffalo horn, but with adequate inspiration, crafting a ring out of a large piece of deer antler, wood, or even animal hide would have been well within Ishi's capabilities. It is extremely tempting to think that Ishi would have been enamored by thumb rings, much like he was extremely proud of the thick leather boots and sturdy clothing that he obtained after entering Western society. Yet, at the same time, he may have asked himself, did he truly need a ring? After all, his preferred draw weight for hunting was reportedly only about 45 pounds. At such a weight, sustained archery practice may have hurt his thumb a little bit. But, as Saxton Pope tells us, Ishi valued his arrows. The stone arrowheads could easily break from the inevitable stray shot, and the shafts could become bent. Quite understandably, this made Ishi very careful about the whole affair of shooting. Even if a thumb ring allowed him to shoot many arrows comfortably for extended periods of time, doing so may not have seemed like a wise idea to him. And moreover, Ishi may have found that adapting to the use of a ring would have overcomplicated his familiar and reliable routine. Plus, some thumb draw archers from history have been of the opinion that shooting with a bare thumb, though obviously uncomfortable, can have its advantages. Most notably, the anonymous Moroccan author of a 16th century Arab archery text wrote that shooting without a thumb tip, whenever possible, is better and offers greater accuracy. Though not all archers would share this assessment, given Ishi's focus on accuracy and stealth, he may have been inclined to tolerate a little discomfort in exchange for a successful hunt. All of these possible reasons might explain why he and his people apparently did not develop thumb rings in the first place. They just weren't all that necessary. The most commonly used draw weights did not justify the need for substantial protection, and survival demanded that accuracy, simplicity, and caution take priority over all other considerations. Ishi has long since passed away, and we cannot get his true opinions on this subject. Perhaps he would have preferred his ancestral ways, or perhaps he would have been open-minded and embraced the use of foreign methods. Unfortunately, we will never know.